This is the front page of tomorrow's Daily Telegraph. It is a real picture of the real Prime Minister. Great headline, spins and needles. Now, that's the close-up version. My favourite detail of this photo is in the top right-hand corner, because often when the Telegraph does a funny front page, and we all know about the rat photo and all of these things, how is this? This is what's written in the top right-hand corner there. This remarkable image of the Prime Minister is not digitally altered, but a photo actually arranged by Ms Gillard and her chief spin doctor, 457, for the Australian Women's Weekly. Now, here's what I'd like. Leave that up on the screen for a second. If you can come up with a better headline than spins and needles, can you jump onto our Facebook page? Just go searching for Paul Murray Live. But, John, the weirdest detail is what I just read. This was their idea.
It's incredible. I just had to bring it along because I nearly fell over myself when I saw it walking out the door. But, yeah, it wasn't the Women's Weekly idea, it was their idea. The Women's Weekly apparently just went to them and said, we'd love to do a pre-election interview, and this is this idea. Apparently, the Prime Minister we see there is actually knitting a toy kangaroo for the royal baby. It's not Wacky Wednesday, and it's not a spoof, I can assure you. It really is a real photograph. But now, it's just incredible. I'm not sure if she's trying to soften her image or whether there's votes in the Australian knitting fraternity, yeah. But there's something weird going on.
But to be honest, it's yet another example of you know, General Patton getting out there saying, you know, do more stuff, that's along this lines. And look, there has always been fascination to the edges about the Prime Minister and her knitting habit. Fine, fair enough. But this picture's bizarre. What about the poor dog at her feet?
It's like the Queen with the corgi there. It's sort of this, and for a woman who's claiming sexism to do the most, you know,
I think it looks like...
It's so contrived. And I'm sorry, I can tell that it wasn't done by the Women's Weekly because the dress and the chair are just so weird that obviously their stylist could not have been involved in that appalling image.
I'll put it out there, Michael Kroger. I think not since Cheryl Curnow turned up in the red feather boa has there been a weirder political photo that's come out of the Women's Weekly. Great for them because it's publicity, but that's bizarre, isn't it?
I don't believe you're telling me that she is knitting a kangaroo for the raw baby. Is that right?
Supposedly, yes.
Oh, I don't believe that. That cannot be right. The Telegraph have invented that. That can't be right.
What's the strategy behind this, Michael?
She's been pictured knitting a woolen kangaroo for the royal baby.
Yeah, well, supposedly, this is the thing, it's the front page, a pose photo. By the way, Helen McCabe, who's the editor of the Women's Weekly, will be on this show in a couple of nights' time to actually explain the background of that photo. But there you go, I'm telling you, that's your front page tomorrow. That one's going to run hard for the next little while. Once again, dear God, what were they thinking?